Chapter 6. The Mother. The passages thus far have dealt with the aims, principles, and practices of the integral yoga. Broadly speaking, they are of an impersonal nature. But it is important at this point to indicate the personal aspect of this yoga, that is, to speak of the person whom Sri Aurobindo called the Mother. Born Mira Alfasa in Paris in 1878, the mother first met Sri Aurobindo in 1914 in Pondicherry, South India, and stayed for nearly a year. In 1920, she returned to Pondicherry and remained for the rest of her life. Sri Aurobindo gave her a central place in his yoga, for he considered her to be an embodiment of the Divine Mother. She was not his disciple, he said, but his spiritual co-equal and his collaborator in a common spiritual work. At the end of 1926, when he retired from public life, he placed the mother in charge of the welfare of his disciples. This marked the beginning of the Sri Aurobindo ashram. After Sri Aurobindo left his body in 1950, she carried on his work until her own departure in 1973. The mother is not a disciple of Sri Aurobindo. Footnote. This letter was dictated by Sri Aurobindo. In this piece and the next, he refers to himself in the third person. She has had the same realization and experience as myself. The mother's sadhana started when she was very young. When she was 12 or 13, every evening many teachers came to her and taught her various spiritual disciplines. Among them was a dark Asiatic figure. When we first met, she immediately recognized me as the dark Asiatic figure whom she used to see a long time ago. That she should come here and work with me for a common goal was, as it were, a divine dispensation. The mother was an adept in the Buddhist yoga and the yoga of the Gita even before she came to India. Her yoga was moving towards a grand synthesis. After this, it was natural that she should come here. She has helped and is helping to give a concrete form to my yoga. This would not have been possible without her cooperation. One of the two great steps in this yoga is to take refuge in the mother. Footnote. When asked what the second great step is, Sri Aurobindo replied, aspiration of the sadhak for the divine life. The mother with letters on the mother. Mother was doing yoga before she knew or met Sri Aurobindo, but the lines of sadhana independently followed the same course. When they met, they helped each other in perfecting the sadhana. What is known as Sri Aurobindo's yoga is the joint creation of Sri Aurobindo and the mother. They are now completely identified. The sadhana in the ashram and all arrangement is done directly by the mother. Sri Aurobindo supports her from behind. All who come here for practicing yoga have to surrender themselves to the mother who helps them always and builds up their spiritual life. The mother with letters on the mother. There is no difference between the mother's path and mine. We have and have always had the same path, the path that leads to the supramental change and the divine realization. Not only at the end, but from the beginning they have been the same. The mother with letters on the mother. There is one divine force which acts in the universe and in the individual and is also beyond the individual and the universe. The mother stands for all three, but she is working here in the body to bring down something not yet expressed in this material world so as to transform life here. It is so that you should regard her as the divine Shakti working here for that purpose. She is that in the body, but in her whole consciousness she is also identified with all the other aspects of the divine force. The mother with letters on the mother. It, the mother's embodiment, is a chance for the earth consciousness to receive the supramental into it and to undergo first the transformation necessary for that to be possible. The mother with letters on the mother.